Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Hello and welcome today. Today you're just joined by me, Daniel, and we're going to be talking about how to stay productive as an artist. Or illustrator, or designer, or YouTuber, whatever you want to call yourself, or whatever you want to do. Um, this can apply to other fields as well, depending um, where you come from, what you're doing, what I'm talking about can apply to other aspects of life as well. So, if you're not in any of those things, then you're just listening to this, just kind of for fun and just watching me paint. I'm painting page 8 at the moment. Of my book, and it's slowly, coming along, chewing through. Yeah, and it has taken me a while, but it's been well worth it for me. Either way, staying productive is a very can be a very challenging thing for some artists and some people out there to keep producing, keep creating work and improving their skills and doing just keeping on painting rather than doing some other things sometimes, like getting distracted, just watching kind of videos and maybe playing a bit too much games, and doing other less productive stuff. Um, those things are good, playing games, unwind you maybe. You've had a hard day and it's good to just play a game and chillax for a little bit. Also, you get to see if you, want to get into the gaming business, it does help you see, what kind of in games, what kind of characters, creatures, animals, what kind of things that games create and what they are needing. Same with reading books and looking through magazines and looking at online um, forums and YouTube, everything like that. It shows you, um, what is there in YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, looking at YouTube videos is a good thing because it shows you what's in YouTube, what kind of YouTube videos you could create. Same with looking at like art magazines and scrolling through Instagram. It shows you what art's out there, and those things. But 24/7 just scrolling through it and just playing games all the time and all those things is less productive, it's not so great. So I think just managing that and you know not for me, with for instance like gaming for me, I enjoy playing a game every now and again, and usually once a night I'll be playing a game for about 20 minutes, half an hour or something like that. Some nights it changes, it might be like less busy and I just do about an hour of gaming or something like that, and just a little bit of painting. Um, so just chop and change, but it depends. And some nights I don't even game, it's just me painting. It's like, the other night, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna spend, half an hour here to get what I need, the half hour recording of this painting I'm doing now. And then I ended up like it was, I'd say, 9 o'clock, 9:15 or something like that. And I was like, I'll just do, half an hour to finish it off. And then, I end up keeping on painting. I was like, no, we'll go keep on painting. Oh, I can game just after this. And then it was like 10 o'clock and I was like, oh, obviously no gaming for me tonight. So, um, I used to get really into it, really into painting, and you just completely forget about those things. Um, it is, it's a good thing to yeah, to to game and unwind and yeah, look at other art online, everything like that. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to do it, do that stuff all the time, and you need to kind of work with it rather than against it. You're not gonna completely stop yourself gaming. Um, I managed to in school of design when I was there for um, 3 years during the busy studying time of 10 weeks or something like that. I did manage to not game really. I did, a few games here and there of um, something like Candy Crush or something like that. Just a little bit of games, not much at all. But I did not at all do much gaming. I didn't have any time, so I was just creating my stuff. It was pretty much wake up, create my stuff, um, go to course, keep doing my stuff, work on all my projects, and then get home and do the last little bits of my projects that need doing, and then repeat that every day. And even on the weekend, it was, plan around the things I needed to do and had to do and things like that. But as when I was home, I was creating stuff, illustrating whatever I can do, and I may go for walks and go on breaks and things like that during the weekend, and any other events that I'm doing and these things and stuff like that. But other than that, I just you know created pretty much. The only I kind of did personal creation though, so I did like daily drawings, um, and just I think just like drawing for fun kind of a thing. Uh, Sometimes I would have my own drawings and paintings I was doing as well. Um, but other than that, I was like kind of just doing my coursework. And after that, kind of those 10-week periods, then I would, during the what called holidays, um, I then gamed quite a bit. I would obviously, yeah, I might do some side projects and things like that, or continue on my coursework as well. But um, I was maybe gaming a little bit more than usual. Um, but yeah, I always you have to work with it because you can't just stop yourself. I'm not gonna game, and I'm just gonna keep producing, keep creating, keep productive. Um, because yeah, especially like I said, if you want to be a game maker, understanding games is a part of it. What goes into it. Um, but yeah, you can't just stop yourself doing those things. Make yourself really miserable. You will make yourself really unmiserable. And if you do that, you make yourself unmiserable. Um, Not being able to play games and all that stuff that you like to do. You could be going to. It could be that you stop going to dance school, or stop going skateboarding. I don't know what it could be, or surfing to try and do this stuff. Um, you gotta work with it. You can't just give it all up. You have to work with it. I mean, I game maybe now, I game about 20, 30 minutes a night, and also, it does chop and change. Some days, because I'm real busy, I don't game for 1 or 2 weeks. Um, I do on the weekend or something like that, but for during the week, for 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not during the week. I'm just on the weekend. I might be doing about an hour a day on the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, doing an hour a day. And it chop and changes, um, yeah, some weeks like Thursday, I used to do Thursday, so Monday to Wednesday, I was really focused on painting and creating and everything like that. Um, and then on the Thursday, I would chillax and I would do my gaming. Um, and then, or before then, get videos ready for export and everything like that, do some gaming, and then, Friday would be exporting, and everything like that, and maybe a little bit of painting at the night, and then, you know, finish off by um, exporting the videos and things like that. So I'm ready for the weekend, or some Friday nights I'll be streaming. It all depends. Um, but if you can keep yourself happy, that keeps you more productive. And during that course, I was really happy just producing and just creating stuff. I was really, enjoying all the projects I was getting, some less than others, but it was kind of that thing where, if I do this, thing that I didn't like writing an essay or something like that, if I, you know, get this finished, or, get this certain stage or something, I get to paint and illustrate this thing a little bit later in the day. And then that kind of process continued. I finished this whole essay, and then, after that's all done, I get to, like, when we had to create an essay for our biggest project of the course, um, that led to me actually being able to create my own um, storybook book, my actual book, from doing starting off with doing the essay, and um, doing all the research stuff, and some of the little things I didn't like, some of the things I enjoyed. One time I had to take I think I took examples of my book, or examples. Oh, that's what it was. Examples of imagery, and text. I had to go to school and get the kids to match up the text and the imagery. So that was a fun experience to do. To have, it was fun to do that. So it was really cool. So you do these less fun things, and you get the fun things out of the way. So exactly, like, you get the studies out of the way. Um, you get the knowledge of knowing anatomy and proportions, and composition. You learn all these things that might be, for some people, very boring, or very exhausting, or something like that. And because you do, after you've done all that, after you understand everything like that, then you get to have lots and lots of fun, producing characters and dynamic poses, and um, with interesting clothing, and really produce some cool stuff. Um, so you have to kind of go through those kind of, I guess, quote unquote tough times, that you have for learning and producing and those things. Um, you know, so yeah, staying positive, knowing that you have hoops to go through, things you have to learn. It's not gonna all be fun and games. Is it is a lot of fun, creating, for me, creating my own book. For you, it might be creating your own game, or creating your own characters that go into games, or working on the latest films and games that are out there. It's lots of fun. However, there are things that are not so fun that you need to do to get to, from A to B, basically. Hopefully that didn't cut out too much. I just had my tablet there, and I just pushed it in a little bit. um, Hopefully that didn't really cut it out. It doesn't look like it, as far as I know. Um, but yeah, you know. So, thanks for everyone for coming to the stream. It's awesome. I've been doing these Twitch streams now every Tuesday, and I have been doing um these weekend streams now. Every weekend, I have been doing these weekend streams um, for roughly 2 years now, I think. To maybe nearly 3 years, 2 and a bit years. For 2 years, I've been doing weekly tips and these weekly streams. So, weekly tips is usually me just giving a 5 minute advice about something. Uh, Usually, at the moment, it's been me drawing a certain subject and talking about that subject. Um, I haven't, I used to do like Photoshop tools. I've done a bit of Photoshop tools, a bit of quick little tips in Photoshop. I've talked a little bit about the layers. I got a lot there, and now I'm just kind of delving into different animals. Um, and also the animal parts as well, and just drawing them and talking to you about how you can draw those better, which is awesome to do. It's been great um, having that there. It's great for learning. For me, I get to draw different animals in different poses, do them in front angle, side angle, and then a three-quarter view, and really get to delve into understanding animals. Now, without that weekly tips, I wouldn't do that as much. I would just be pretty much working on these paintings and getting these paintings out, and you know, with that, I might have find time with doing a few studies here and there, but it wouldn't be much. It would just be like random drawings I find enjoying them. It wouldn't be as in depth as I would do for my weekly tips kind of a thing. Um, which, it's a great process, and with some videos it does only take 5 or 10 minutes to do. Others take about an hour to paint up and draw up and then record. So it's a hit and miss, but it's great. Exactly like these videos that I do every week. I've got to produce at least about 2 hours of recording time each week. Um, of these paintings. So that pushes me forward. This week I only just made it. It was only 2 nights ago that I just finished this. So yesterday I did all the exporting for it, so I just kind of made it for the video. If my stream had been yesterday, I would have struggled just. I would have just had it exported just in time, basically. I would have planned though, I would have exported on Friday night and got that all up and away, but I did a few tweaks on Saturday morning, so that gave me that time to do a few tweaks, which was awesome to do. And yeah, it keeps me productive. That is something that keeps me productive is having these videos to create and to keep up with, because um, I've got to kind of keep it going. I've got, if I don't want to break it, so I don't want to be like, I'm painting a subject, I'm finishing it off, then you see me, completely finish it or something like that. Um, or, I don't want to break it where it's like part one of this painting and then, something else like me drawing, say, an octopus or, bears, and then you see me painting this 2 weeks later. I want to make it continuous so that um, each week you can continue the process per se. If you're, say, on my YouTube channel and you are watching like every video or something like that. But it's just the way I like to keep my YouTube channel at the moment. I would really like it if I had different content. I do try my best, for say next week I'm doing a 90-minute art challenge where I do take a drawing, and I'm gonna probably do one of Bobby Cheo's. I'll find one of his 90-minute art challenges and do one of those because I was really tempted to do one of those, but I was like, I don't have the time. I'd really like to do it. I would love to do it like every week, um, but I just don't, I don't have the time. So, you know, because I've got to create a video for next week. I've just finished this painting pretty much. I'm going to do the 90-minute art challenge for a stream video, so I'll be recording the whole process again, the whole 90 minutes. I will chew it down to 45 minutes, so basically two times the video, and then I'll put it for a stream. And it will be really cool to see something interesting. So I do like to add a bit of variety there on my YouTube channel, not just me painting this book every week. Um, Having a little bit of variety here of me um, doing other stuff is great. And that's another thing. It adds, with my weekly tips, it adds a variety there. You've got here the last few weeks I've drawn frogs, frog feet. I think I've done like elephants and but yeah, elephants and some other animals here and there. But I've got so many subjects that I've covered so far, which gives a lot of variety to the things I do. And that's another thing to stay productive is to give yourself a variety of things to do, not just doing one thing over and 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 over again. You know, for instance, painting this book, it is kind of repetitive with me painting grass and leaves and cats and hedgehogs and lights and kiwi fruit and fences. Um, those are the things that are in this book, so I have to paint them over and over again. So um, it can get a little bit repetitive, um, so it can be a bit daunting to be like um, continuing on it and being really productive with it. So doing those weekly tips, those other side projects that I give myself, they do really help when I kind of completely, or when I quote unquote finish the book, which I didn't. I thought I finished, I painted all the pages, um, and I thought I had just a little tweaks to go. I decided to do a few more pug drawings, and that was great to just have a side project doing some new paintings, doing those up, and then I continued on this book, and it was great to have that break to be able to produce something different, have a variety, and it does. You need something on the side to keep you going, to keep you productive. I mean, a lot of studios that I've heard of, as far as I know, do um, give you something else or something to keep you productive like this. Sometimes you have to give it to yourself. You have to. For instance, I think there was a Disney artist. I can't remember his name, but he produced an amazing book. He was working for Disney, and then when he got home, he was doing his book. And it took him, 3 years to do that, and it was this kind of side project. Um, you know, and some studios I've heard give you like a little drawing or something to do in the morning, like a warm up, where maybe you're just going to figure study and doing figure study for the morning, or um, I think oh, I can't remember his name, but Tonko House guys, um, you know, heard from people that work there, they would in the morning, they would go and do like about an hour and a half ish of 1 hour, the first hour or something like that of doing some quick drawings and paintings to warm me up, to get you started and refreshed for the day. Um, yeah, and that's always a good thing to do. Um, it's kind of easier to warm up and do a few things that aren't so daunting, I guess. Like um, say a painting you're stuck on. If you start off in the morning, and you kind of finish for the day, and then you wake up and then you try and start on that painting. Um, you get to a point where it's like, where do I start? What do I do? I don't remember. Sometimes you do remember what you did in last night, and you're like, oh, I know what to work on. But sometimes you're really stuck, and you're like, I don't know here. So sometimes you do have to, um, take 5 or 10 minutes if you haven't got a lot of time. If you've got the whole day to keep producing it, then be like, oh well, maybe take a half an hour to an hour of just drawing and warming up. Um, and it is, for some people it's costly, like just giving yourself 10 minutes to do some painting or drawing can um, be costly if you only got like an hour and a half or something like that. But just, yeah, giving yourself a little bit of time to just kind of warm up and get into it is really great. Um, yeah, it takes me a little time to really warm up. Like I was saying before, how I was doing this painting and how I was like, oh, I was gonna game. Um, that night, but I ended up painting the whole night pretty much. I got really warmed up, in the first 10-20 minutes. I was just slowly getting into it, like, oh, what do I do here? How to fix it? And once I really got into it, then, another hour passed by and I actually got it finished and everything like that. So, just giving yourself a little time just to warm up into it and be like, oh, no, don't worry so much, in the first 10-20 minutes, sometimes you're like, I just didn't do much. And you might beat yourself up about that or something like that. Um, if you need to, before you start, do something different, just draw, just create, just warm yourself up. If you do want to kind of just go into it, start off doing it. Don't give yourself so much pressure, and then you slowly build up into getting really into it and taking 2 or 3 hours and finishing it off and everything like that. Um, so yeah, it does obviously from day to day. It is um, very challenging for me to always keep productive because yeah, I do have a full-time job, so sometimes by the time I get home, I'm really tired. Some days, usually it's Friday night. By Friday night, after the week of work and week of um, doing all this stuff and doing weekly tips and weekly tips up and everything like that. Usually by Friday I'm tired and I don't really want to do much. And usually that was the day, the Friday night was the day where I streamed because it was like I don't, that wasn't the night for me to paint, so it was like, oh, I'll do a stream because that way, I'm like over the week and I'm just kind of all I have to do is chat and make sure the video is going good and everything like that. So yeah, yeah, I think I'm slowly getting to the end here. Um, I'm at the point where I'm getting pretty happy with what I'm getting to of this painting. Um, and I know, even I've got to say the finish of this. Uh, excuse me, of this page here. But I feel like there are a few things I could tweak. Um, I could, yeah, fix up a little bit, and it's on the agenda to fix them up, but it's pretty much there. I think um, adding those small little changes might not add too much to it, basically. Um, you know, it's like, you know, um, you have a layer of sprinkles on your fairy bread. It's like putting another layer of sprinkles on your bread. It's not exactly gonna make it much better. Um, you know, but it's there. Um, yeah. So, I might add those changes at some point. At the moment, I want to continue moving forward, and that's kind of my way of doing things. I continue to kind of move forward and get things done. Um, I do from time to time. I've fixed up these pages. I might do a few tweaks. Once I've got all the pages quote unquote finished, there might be a few little tweaks I need to do that I will slowly do. I'll get it all printed and be like, oh, there's a tweak here, there's a tweak here. I don't like, I'll get it all printed in a kind of test print way, not a expensive. Get 100 copies of this and there's all these errors in it. I'll get a test print of this book and then circle where the tweaks um, are that are completely necessary. There's unnecessary kind of little mistakes that I could keep in there. That's not too bad. Um, you know, those little things. It might just show a little bit of how I painted it, I guess. But little tweaks, they're really, really minor. Um, I'm not going to worry so much because this is a big project. I need to push it forward. And that sometimes is um, kind of way you have to go. Sometimes you have to let go of some of these um, little tiny mistakes. But if you can get all these little mistakes all done, it's gonna make your work look so much more amazing. And I will deal with these little tweaks if it's absolutely necessary. Um, in a few weeks time or something like that. Depends. I think I'm up to page 8, so that means I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 6 pages to go. That's probably 18 weeks ish to go for this book. Give or take a week because I I've only just caught up now. I've got a few days here and there extra that I'll be able to um, do some work on this. I might be able to do some tweaks on this page or on previous pages and things like that. I think another thing for staying productive is knowing your limits and when you can work and can't work. That's always important to take a note of those times that um, things you can't do, not saying things like, oh, I'm gonna work 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day every day for the next couple of weeks or a year or something like that. Now that is for some people it's maybe doable because they might be living at home, um, and things like that. But however, um, during that period, you say that and you might be doing other things as well. Like, you might say that and then you um, end up gaming for a couple days and be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And the cycle continues. So knowing, you know, you're not pushing yourself too much, but enough. If you just think about like, okay, you start off maybe the first month just studying and and yeah, like work out what you can and can't do. So not yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do 8 hours every day for every day. The next year, and you only end up doing maybe um an hour and a half or something. Or less than that a week, you know. So knowing your limitations, if you push yourself too much and be like, yeah, I'm gonna try and do 8 hours a day, um, you end up not wanting to do that, you know, and not actually doing anything about it because it looks so much of a hard mountain. You can just relax and do what you want. Why do you have to do this? Go to the gym, um, and things like that. I could just, I'm really, you know, really happy just sitting here playing my games and things like that. Why do I have to, um, do this? Paint and create stuff. Um, but also, it should be enjoyable. You should be able to, like me, some days, it's like I don't feel too much like producing, and then I get into it and I just really enjoy it, and um, I do an hour or so of just sitting there creating. So yeah, making it an enjoyable will make it more productive. Giving yourself, be like, okay, well, I can't do 8 hours a day, obviously. So what can I do? Um, I can do an hour a day. That seems good. So you do that. You do an hour a day, do an hour painting a day or something. Um, and then you might end up, really enjoying it and be like, okay, well, I'll do another hour. Just giving yourself just a little bit of a little mountain rather than a big mountain to climb to start off with, um, is really more enjoyable. It's it's kind of like, racing, say something like racing horses or um, just racing like marathons or something like that. You um, beat people slowly, you beat all your classmates at the start, um, and you feel really good about that, and then you start beating um, more and more people, and you start enjoying it more. You start going up the ranks. It can be like that. Um, you you do an hour, and you're really happy about jumping that little mountain that you want to jump the next bigger mountain. You go up that mountain, um, you know, and it's like that with producing. Sometimes, you enjoy it um, for an hour, so you do it for another hour. Um, you gotta think about what you can actually do, um, and what you can dedicate, and what you can give as well. Anyway, um, yeah, last words for keeping productive. What I've said is basically, what I start off with. Um, with staying productive is, yeah, obviously keep creating. um, yeah, I can't fully remember what I start off with. Um, know what you can give is a really important one. I might go backwards here. If I can know what you're doing. Um, that's what's the first one. I think it was a little bit about, gaming, about, yeah, and enjoy the moment of producing as well. It's really important. Um, yeah. The keys are staying productive. Now, for this one, I didn't write it all down. I didn't have the time to write down all my stuff. Usually I have like little notes that I write down and then I talk about them. Then that really helps, especially at the end here where I'm trying to think about what subjects I did chat about in this um, video. I think that was the first one is, um, you know, don't fight against those things. Kind of, yeah, um, those less productive things, quote unquote, less productive things like gaming, um, Instagram, YouTube. Don't fight against those things. Um, just work them in your schedule. Work them in your life. Um, somehow, for gaming, for me, how I work it in my life is, yeah, I do half an hour ish a day of gaming. That's how I kind of work out, and that way you get you don't spend all your time at some point just gaming, and you don't, um, yeah, and not being productive. So use those quote unquote unproductive um things in your life, schedule them in. You can't just get rid of them. That was the first topic. The next uh, topic was, yeah, just giving or finding a little bit of time in your day to do something different. Um, yeah, because doing the same thing over and over again gets really repetitive and really boring. Um, and having, yeah, that little thing that wakes you up in the morning, be like, I want to do this. Um, it does give you that little bit more of a bonus. So hopefully after this you find a way to keep yourself productive, and produce a lot of work and a lot of, maybe even get yourself better at drawing and painting. Yeah, finding the best times to do it. Some of us like working in the day, some of us like working at the night. Um, and don't make an unrealistic schedule. Those are kind of the keys to keep yourself productive. That's kind of the thing I was saying before, is don't make an unrealistic um schedule. Make a realistic schedule. Be like, hey, well, you can only kind of produce for 3 or 4 hours before you end up wanting to do something else. So do that. Do little chunks, even if you have to break your day up. So, for instance, um, maybe you're a YouTuber like me. It would be, doing painting and drawing in the morning or the afternoon. And then, working on videos, getting videos ready for exporting, and editing YouTube videos if I needed to, do my social media, those kind of things. Break them up in my day to schedule them in. And yeah, having a schedule, that's a good thing as well. So hopefully this helps you in being productive. Keep drawing, keep creating, everyone, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.